Football movies come and go, but remember, the Titans stands as something far greater than sports entertainment. This isn't just about touchdowns, it's a powerful story of unity conquering division during one of America's most challenging eras. While the film delivers inspiration, it masterfully blends Hollywood magic with historical reality, creating a narrative that's both emotionally compelling and strategically dramatized. These secrets will pull back the curtain on this beloved classic, revealing which moments actually happened, which were pure invention, and the incredible behind-the-scenes stories that shaped this phenomenon. Number 1. Titans' perfect season was real. What if Hollywood's most inspiring underdog story wasn't actually about underdogs at all? The truth behind Remember the Titans starts with an incredible reality that needed no embellishment. The 1971 T.C. Williams Titans truly achieved perfection on the football field, steamrolling through their entire season without a single loss. Their final record of 13-0 wasn't just impressive, it was dominating, culminating in a Virginia State championship that proved their unity translated into unstoppable power. Hollywood took this genuine triumph and added dramatic tension where none existed, creating suspenseful game sequences that made audiences bite their nails. The real Titans were so good that filmmakers had to manufacture drama to keep viewers on the edge of their seats, proving that sometimes reality is more impressive than fiction. Number 2. A city divided by integration. Imagine 3 separate worlds suddenly forced to become one, with teenagers caught in the middle of a social revolution that would define their generation. Alexandria, Virginia, faced this exact reality when racial integration mandated the merger of 3 distinct high schools into T.C. Williams. This wasn't just about changing school boundaries. It was about dismantling decades of segregation in a community where racial tensions ran deep and mistrust was the norm. The newly formed Titans carried the weight of an entire city's hopes and fears on their shoulders. Their success on the football field became a powerful symbol that integration could work, proving that unity was possible even in the most divided communities. Every touchdown represented progress, and every victory showed that cooperation could triumph over prejudice. Number 3. The Gettysburg Run never happened. One of the most emotionally powerful scenes in cinema history never actually took place, yet it perfectly captured the spirit of what the team represented. The iconic midnight run through Gettysburg Cemetery, where Coach Boone delivers his stirring speech about fighting and dying on the same ground, was pure Hollywood invention. Filmmakers created this moment to connect the team's struggle with America's greatest test of unity during the Civil War, drawing parallels between past and present divisions. This fictional sequence became one of the movie's most memorable moments because it crystallized the film's central message. While the run never happened, it gave audiences a visceral understanding of why the Titans' journey mattered beyond football. They were healing wounds that had divided the nation for generations. Number 4. Boone was tough, but not cold. Denzel Washington's portrayal of Herman Boone created an unforgettable character, but the real coach had dimensions that Hollywood chose to minimize for dramatic effect. The actual Boone was indeed a demanding disciplinarian who pushed his players to excellence, but he also possessed a warmth and approachability that the film largely overlooked. Washington's performance emphasized the stern, no-nonsense aspects of Boone's personality, while downplaying his more nurturing qualities that players remembered fondly. This creative choice made perfect sense for the movie's narrative structure, creating a coach who seemed almost militant in his approach to integration. The real Boone understood that his exaggerated screen persona served the story's greater purpose, even if it didn't fully capture his complete personality. Number 5. The fictional player Ray Buds. Sometimes the most effective way to tell a true story is to create characters that never existed, and Ray Buds represents Hollywood's approach to dramatizing complex social issues. This player, who refuses to block for his black teammates and embodies the worst aspects of racial prejudice, was entirely fictional. The filmmakers needed a clear antagonist within the team to represent the internal conflicts that integration created, so they invented Buds as a composite of various attitudes and resistance they wanted to address. Real integration was messier and more nuanced than a single villain could represent, but Buds gave the movie a focused target for its message about overcoming prejudice. His character arc from resistance to acceptance provided audiences with a satisfying journey that showed how hearts and minds could change through shared struggle and mutual respect. Number 6. That locker room kiss was made up. Picture the shock and tension when Sunshine plants an unexpected kiss on Gerry Bertier's lips. A moment that perfectly encapsulated the film's exploration of breaking down barriers and challenging expectations. This memorable locker room scene never actually happened in real life, but it served a crucial purpose in the movie's narrative structure. The filmmakers created this moment to test the team's unity and show how they could handle unexpected situations while building trust among players from vastly different backgrounds. The fictional kiss became one of the film's most talked about moments because it demonstrated how the Titans learned to accept differences and move beyond their comfort zones. While purely invented, it effectively illustrated the kind of interpersonal growth that real integration required, even if the actual events were less dramatic. Number 7. Cheryl Yoast didn't grow up alone. Hollywood loves to simplify family dynamics for storytelling purposes, and Cheryl Yoast's character received this treatment to maximize her emotional impact on audiences. The film portrays Cheryl as an only child who serves as the emotional center of her father's world, but reality was quite different. She actually had 3 sisters who shared her childhood and passion for football, creating a much more complex family dynamic than the movie suggested. Disney streamlined Cheryl's family situation to keep the focus tightly centered on her relationship with Coach Yoast and her role as the team's unofficial mascot. This creative decision allowed her character to carry more narrative weight and provided a clearer emotional anchor for Yoast's storyline throughout the film. Number 8. The restaurant scene was fiction. One of the film's most uncomfortable moments shows the harsh realities of segregation, but this particular incident was created to represent broader truths rather than document specific events. The tense restaurant scene where players are denied service never actually happened to the real Titans team. Instead, filmmakers used this fictional moment to symbolize the countless real experiences that Black Americans faced during this era, condensing widespread discrimination into a single powerful scene. This creative choice allowed the movie to address the broader context of racial inequality without getting bogged down in multiple historical incidents. The scene effectively communicated the challenges that integration faced beyond the football field, showing audiences how prejudice affected every aspect of daily life during this transformative period. Number 9. Yoast's Hall of Fame threat was fake. Great sports movies need high stakes, and sometimes those stakes need to be manufactured to create the tension that keeps audiences invested in the outcome. The dramatic subplot showing Coach Yoast potentially losing his Hall of Fame induction if the Titans lost was completely fabricated by screenwriters. This fictional element was designed to give Yoast additional motivation and create personal consequences that extended beyond team success or failure. The real Bill Yoast never faced such a threat, but this invented pressure added another layer of drama to the championship game. It demonstrated how Hollywood can take real people and real events, then add fictional stakes to heighten emotional investment without fundamentally changing the story's core message. Number 10. Titans defense crushed opponents. While the movie suggested nail-biting games and last-second victories, the reality was far more one-sided than audiences ever realized during those edge-of-your-seat moments. The 1971 Titans defense was absolutely dominant, recording an incredible 9 shutouts during their 13-game perfect season. Most opponents never even scored against them, making the majority of their games far less suspenseful than the film's dramatic portrayals suggested. This defensive dominance meant that many real games were decided early, with the Titans building insurmountable leads that left opponents demoralized. Hollywood chose to create artificial tension and close calls to maintain audience engagement, proving that sometimes the truth is too overwhelming for effective storytelling. Number 11. Sunshine's real football future. Beyond the flowing locks and California charm lay a genuine athlete whose talent extended far past his memorable movie portrayal and into the real world of competitive college football. Ronnie "Sunshine" Bass wasn't just a Hollywood creation. He was a legitimate quarterback who proved his skills on the field long after the cameras stopped rolling. Following his successful high school career with the Titans, Bass earned a scholarship to play college football at the University of South Carolina. His transition to collegiate athletics demonstrated that the movie's portrayal of his abilities wasn't exaggerated for dramatic effect. Bass possessed the arm strength, leadership qualities, and football intelligence that made him a valuable player at the next level, validating his reputation as more than just a colorful character with an unforgettable nickname. Number 12. Bill Yoast's coaching legacy. Long before the cameras rolled and Hollywood discovered his story, one man had already built a reputation that extended far beyond a single championship season. Bill Yoast established himself as a respected coach during his extensive tenure at Hammond High School, where he developed a coaching philosophy centered on putting players first. His approach emphasized character development alongside athletic achievement, creating a foundation that would serve him well during the challenging integration period at T.C. Williams. Yoast's influence in Alexandria continued long after the 1971 season ended, as former players carried his lessons into their adult lives. His legacy wasn't built on one perfect season, but on decades of mentoring young athletes and teaching them that success required both individual excellence and team unity. Number 13. Gerry Bertier's real tragedy. Hollywood's version of events compress time and rearrange reality to maximize emotional impact, but the true timeline reveals an even more inspiring story of resilience and determination. The movie places Gerry Bertier's devastating car accident before the championship game, using it as motivation for the team's final victory. In reality, the accident occurred after the season ended, which meant Bertier experienced the full joy of their undefeated campaign before facing his life-changing challenge. Following his accident and subsequent paralysis, Bertier transformed his personal tragedy into a platform for inspiring others. He became an activist and leader in the disability community, proving that his character and determination extended far beyond the football field and into areas where he could make lasting differences in people's lives. Number 14. Boone's family was simplified. Real families are complex, messy, and full of details that don't always serve a movie's narrative focus. So, Hollywood made strategic choices about what to include and what to leave behind. The film shows Coach Boone's wife and daughters, but streamlines their family dynamics to keep attention focused on the football storyline. This simplified portrayal left out many nuances of Boone's actual home life, including details about his family's experiences during the integration period. These creative decisions allowed the movie to maintain its sports-centered narrative without getting distracted by domestic subplots that might have diluted the main message. While audiences didn't see the complete picture of Boone's family life, the streamlined version served the film's greater purpose of highlighting unity and leadership themes. Number 15. Teen actors were really in their 20s. High school football players on screen looked remarkably mature and physically developed. And there's a simple explanation for why these teenagers seemed so much older than typical students. Many of the actors portraying high school players were actually in their 20s when filming began, including Ryan Gosling and several other key cast members. This age difference created an unintentional contrast with real teenage athletes, making the team appear more physically imposing than actual high school players would have been. The casting choices were made for practical reasons. Older actors could handle the physical demands of filming football sequences more safely and convincingly. However, this decision inadvertently made the Titans look like a team of college players rather than high school students, adding to their intimidating presence on screen. Number 16. Actors trained like real players. Authenticity on the football field required more than just memorizing lines and hitting marks. It demanded that Hollywood actors transform themselves into convincing athletes through intensive preparation. Before filming began, the entire cast participated in a rigorous football boot camp led by actual coaches who treated them like real players. They practiced genuine drills, learned proper blocking and tackling techniques, and ran plays until the movements became second nature, ensuring that game sequences would look believable on screen. This commitment to physical preparation paid off dramatically during filming, as actors could execute plays with the kind of precision that makes audiences forget they're watching performers rather than athletes. The boot camp created bonds between cast members that mirrored the team chemistry their characters needed to display, making their on-screen relationships more authentic and compelling. Number 17. Disney scrubbed the script clean. The original screenplay contained much grittier dialogue and harsher language that reflected the raw tensions of racial integration, but studio executives had different plans for the film's final version. Disney made strategic decisions to tone down profanity and soften some of the more confrontational dialogue to ensure the movie would appeal to families and younger audiences. This editing process transformed potentially R-rated material into something that parents could comfortably watch with their children. While some critics argued that sanitizing the script reduced the film's impact, Disney's approach helped Remember the Titans reach a much broader audience. The cleaner dialogue allowed the movie's positive messages about unity and cooperation to shine through without being overshadowed by controversy or age restrictions. Number 18. Gosling was turned into comic relief. Physical presence often determines character development in sports movies, and Ryan Gosling's casting led to creative adjustments that changed his role's entire trajectory. Gosling wasn't as physically imposing as many of his co-stars, so filmmakers decided to reshape his character, Alan Bosley, into comic relief, rather than trying to make him appear as a dominant football player. This decision allowed Gosling to showcase his natural charisma and humor, while acknowledging the physical realities of football casting. The transformation worked perfectly for the film's balance, providing moments of levity that prevented the serious themes from becoming overwhelming. Gosling's comedic timing and likable personality made Bosley a memorable character who contributed to team chemistry without needing to be a star athlete. Number 19. Georgia stood in for Virginia. Sometimes the perfect location for a movie isn't where the actual events took place. And remember, the Titans required creative geography to achieve the visual authenticity filmmakers were seeking. The entire movie was filmed in Georgia rather than Alexandria, Virginia, where the real story unfolded. Production teams carefully selected Georgia locations that could recreate the look and feel of 1971 Virginia, paying attention to architectural details and landscape features that would convince audiences of the setting. Local residents who knew the real Alexandria could spot the differences, but most viewers never realized they weren't seeing the actual locations where these historic events occurred. The Georgia filming locations provided the visual atmosphere the story needed, while offering practical advantages for production logistics and costs. Number 20. Titans' score became sports anthem. Trevor Rabin's powerful musical score transcended the boundaries of a single movie, becoming an anthem that continues to inspire audiences in completely different contexts decades later. The composer's work, particularly the piece known as Titan's Spirit, achieved iconic status that extended far beyond the film itself. This stirring music has been featured in Olympic broadcasts, championship celebrations, and major sporting events around the world, proving its universal appeal and emotional impact. The score's lasting popularity demonstrates how effective film music can take on a life of its own, becoming associated with triumph and inspiration, regardless of its original context. Rabin created melodies that capture the essence of overcoming obstacles and achieving greatness, themes that resonate across all types of competition and achievement. Number 21. Boone's life after the film. Retirement from coaching didn't mark the end of one man's mission to inspire and unite people. It simply gave him a new platform to reach even more lives across the country. Herman Boone transitioned from the football field to become a sought-after motivational speaker and community leader, carrying the lessons of teamwork and integration to audiences nationwide. His speeches drew from his experiences at T.C. Williams, but expanded those principles to address leadership challenges in business, education, and social justice. When Boone passed away in 2019, tributes poured in from around the world, celebrating his legacy that extended far beyond football victories. His life demonstrated that the unity and leadership principles shown in Remember the Titans could create lasting change in communities everywhere, proving that his greatest victories happened long after the final whistle blew. Number 22. Players reunited because of the film. Sometimes a Hollywood movie can accomplish something that decades of distance and busy lives couldn't manage, bringing old teammates back together to celebrate their shared history and lasting bonds. The success of Remember the Titans reignited connections among the real 1971 players who had scattered across the country, pursuing careers and families. The film's popularity created opportunities for reunions and celebrations that allowed former teammates to reconnect and share stories about their actual experiences during that historic season. These gatherings proved that the movie's central message about lasting unity wasn't just Hollywood fiction. It was a reality that continued to bind these men together decades later. Their reunions demonstrated the film's power to remind people of shared values and experiences that transcend time and distance. Number 23. Titans won awards but not Oscars. Recognition came from multiple sources for this inspiring sports drama, but Hollywood's most prestigious awards ceremony chose to look elsewhere when nomination time arrived. Remember, the Titans received several NAACP Image Awards and recognition from community organizations that appreciated its positive portrayal of racial integration and teamwork. These honors reflected the film's impact on audiences who saw their own experiences and values reflected in the story. However, the Academy Awards and other major Hollywood ceremonies largely ignored the film, despite its commercial success and cultural impact. This oversight highlighted the ongoing disconnect between popular, socially conscious entertainment and the industry's traditional preferences for certain types of prestige filmmaking. Number 24. Disney's $136 million win. Behind every successful movie lies a business story about risk, investment, and the challenge of predicting what audiences will embrace at the box office. The film cost approximately $30 million to produce and market, a reasonable budget for a sports drama without major special effects or elaborate set pieces. Disney's investment proved wise when Remember the Titans grossed more than $136 million worldwide, making it one of the studio's most profitable sports-themed releases. This financial success demonstrated that audiences were hungry for inspirational stories rooted in real historical events. The movie's profitability encouraged studios to greenlight more socially conscious sports films, proving that doing good and doing well at the box office weren't mutually exclusive goals. Number 25. Titans changed sports movies forever. The success of this film opened doors for a new generation of sports movies that dared to tackle serious social issues while delivering the entertainment value audiences expected. Remember, the Titans proved that audiences would embrace inspirational stories that addressed real struggles like racial integration, social justice, and community healing. The movie showed studios that sports films could be both commercially successful and socially meaningful, paving the way for more conscious storytelling in the genre. This shift in sports movie making encouraged filmmakers to seek out stories that combined athletic achievement with broader cultural significance. The film's legacy lives on in subsequent movies that follow its blueprint of using sports as a vehicle for exploring important social themes and human connections. Remember the Titans remains a fascinating blend of Hollywood magic and historical truth, where fictional moments serve a greater purpose than simple entertainment. While many scenes were invented for emotional impact, the heart of the story, unity triumphing over division, captures something timeless about the human spirit. The real 1971 Titans achieved something remarkable that transcended football, proving that integration could work when people committed to common goals. From Ray Budd's fictional prejudice to Sunshine's real college career, every element contributed to a larger truth about overcoming obstacles. If you enjoyed discovering these secrets, hit that like button and subscribe for more movie revelations. Which secret surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments.